Oh, that's too much. How is everybody? How are you, Julie?
Do you know, I was thinking of saying something there actually, because although no, I haven't been in the depth of my being all the time, I'm just really aware I've been working a lot with this relationship breakup and what it brings up in the old, the identity and the core beliefs and everything that we've spoken
Yeah.
about. And I've been meeting the no love core beliefs
Hmm.
whenever they come up. And this week I have had so much of a better week than I would have expected because I've been down with a cold. I mean, having to tell people about the breakup, and all that. And I would have normally, it would have been a given that I would have been fighting a bit of depression and had a miserable time. And, I've had a really good time because I've been much more in equanimity, in uncaused joy, really, peace and uncaused joy, and that's so new for me. So I really feel incredibly grateful to you, Stuart, because I feel like that meeting of those feelings as they arise, and of course, if they do start arising, I'm just saying sadness is here, and I've started saying sadness is here for no one, which is quite
That's
I
very
quite like.
good.
I quite like.
It's very
And that
cool.
soon takes me out of the character, actually. Oh, yeah, just sadness is here. So I've been saying that a bit. And, but just or saying, no love is here, please meet it. And just not, I've just noticed that the story is beginning to dissolve and I'm beginning to find much more of my natural joy in being than I would have expected in feeling unwell all week on my own after a relationship breakup. I would have been a given that I'd have got really quite depressed formally. And I've just been happy, actually, mainly. I had one day I was a bit grumpy because I was fed up with being coldy, but that was it, really, compared to it's a massive change to the level of freedom I feel. So I'm pretty good. Thank you. Yeah, thank
You're
you very,
excellent.
very much. Thank
Excellent.
you. That's all the work you've done with me, though. I'm incredibly grateful. I can't tell you. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you could see that your natural way is this happiness, this blissfulness, really.
Yeah, it's freedom, isn't it? It's so different. So I will keep meeting it because, it's quite a long old thought process that keeps wanting to reassert itself. But whenever I meet it, the more I meet it, the more freedom comes, the more I notice the uncaused joy in my being. And
Because
yes,
you're
it's
not
good.
taking the feelings as personal.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah,
feelings.
yeah,
They're feelings
yeah,
that come up according to the storyline.
yeah.
But you're not the storyline.
No,
You're you're the bliss.
yeah.
And the
But I'm the,
storyline is overlaid on this character. And you're just
yeah,
meeting it with no resistance.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, if you're really embedded as the character, then the breakup and the cold and the this and the that are all personal.
yeah.
If they're impersonal, they have no impact and no reaction, or a very slight reaction, perhaps.
Yeah, or when reaction comes, because it's habitual. Just when I meet it, it dissolves pretty quickly. So I keep remembering that other little mantra that you told me. I'm the infinite beingness of the universe, appearing as a character who believes in no love. So that's helpful as well. So
That
those,
flicks something open.
yeah,
Say it again.
I am the infinite beingness of the universe, appearing as a character who believes in no love.
It's humorous, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's
it
almost
is.
like a child's book, a kid dancing in the cosmos.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's appearing as this little girl having her life, but she knows she's an infinite being of the universe, flying around, happy, skipping,
Mm,
being untouched.
mm. Unless you are be as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. The same thing, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah, yeah, that innocence before the story,
Hmm.
but the vastness as well. So I'm just, in a way, it's creating a situation of more rapid sort of growth and dissolution, as it were, than if I hadn't had this difficult circumstance, or what I would have thought was a difficult circumstance before. So,
So the circumstance that could be very difficult is serving you.
yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not reacting to it personally.
Well, because the story is quite uncomfortable, I'm much more inclined to rest in the beingness and meet the story from the beingness, because it's obviously much lovelier place to be.
And what was that quote about the child in that you just said?
Oh, unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven.
Say it again.
Unless you become as little children, you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Because I saw you skipping around in the cosmos as you were talking. The joy of being, describing what's going on, but not relating to the character, solid, going through the cold, the
Mm,
breakup, the telling.
mm, mm.
The story wasn't first.
No, the story isn't first. The
No,
story is not first this week. Absolutely not.
no.
Yeah,
Kind of an amazing thing to turn that all around.
it is. Yeah, it's freedom, isn't it? It's absolutely the
Mhm.
essence of freedom.
I am not my story.
I'm not my story. Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't expect to be feeling, I wouldn't expect to be feeling uncaused joy at this time, given the storyline at the moment, but I really am.
Mhm.
So deep contentment and yeah, and skipping around in the universe. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
And who exactly is skipping around in the universe?
Yes. Or beingness appearing as star child. That's what I'm getting. This little star child that's pure beingness.
So, beingness, appearing as star child,
Yeah.
the beingness is what came first.
Yes.
Beingness,
Yeah.
beingness, not solid, no form, no image, but first, beingness,
Yeah.
appearingness. Feel that beingness directly. Get intimate with the knowingness of beingness.
Yeah.
Like enter the beingness, be the beingness, and know it more intimately.
It's so vibrant and quiet at the same time.
What is it that this vibrancy feels like?
Gloriously alive and free. and happy in a sort of uncaused joy, sort of blissful sort of a way. Vast.
So what you're doing is getting to know yourself even more intimately, more
Yeah.
than just words about it, but more into the experience of being. What does beingness feel like? Your nature, your home.
Oh.
So you can just sink into it even deeper.
It's that word home that just reminded me that I'm home, and I'd sort of forgotten that that's also home. Home. Oh, it feels like love. And I'm always like craving that in the character. But this feels like love. Wonderful.
Can you describe how you feel the love? Or is it beyond description?
I can just get a taste of it really. It's just like that Julian of Norwich quote that somebody sent me this week, all shall be well and all shall be well and all manner of things can be well. That kind of soothing, just soothing feel to it, but I can't really describe it properly. Just
Well, you know how somebody craves love because when the love appears, all problems disappear.
yeah, that's why the Julian of Norwich quote works, isn't it? To sort of give an echo of it.
Yes, everything negative disappears. That's the state of love.
Yeah, I want to sink more deeply into that as my being's been wanting to feel it
So just
in
allow
its depth.
yourself to relax into it
Yeah.
because relaxing into this awareness of love directly means you're leaving duality.
Oh, good. I fell out with duality. Good, 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 good.
And I must
Oh,
say that the life as we know it cannot escape duality.
no.
The life that we know is duality, and the state of love is the absence of duality. So all the fear people have of leaving the known is really just a real addiction to the duality, to the good and the bad, holding on, letting go, mourning, trying to change the bad into good.
Yeah.
And notice that if you're in this awareness of love, you have left duality, which means, Julie, you have left your humanhood in this moment. You're more in the cosmos than in the humanhood.
Yeah, definitely.
You can feel it in your head.
In the head.
In your head. Go to your head. See what's in there. See what it feels like. It's
Oh,
too
yeah.
loud.
Yeah, the head feels vast and empty, like space, definitely, like as in outer space with little stars, sort of that kind of feel to it.
Yes, the cosmos.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
When I talk about you are an aspect of the cosmos, you are exactly feeling that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
The mind is no longer solid and directing and this way or that way. It's like a head full of stars,
Yes.
movement,
Yeah.
wide open, eternity.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of being yourself, love, cosmos, emptiness, fullness, nurtured, free.
Yeah. There's nothing I want at all. Nothing. Absolutely nothing needed or wanted. No thoughts, but words are still coming, but no thought.
Yes, the awareness of this character and all her attributes are right here, but you are something before, bigger, different, held.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to perform to earn this, but you do have to be wise enough to have the realization of the possibility and go for it.
Just sink into it. Let the feeling of home permeate the body, the being.
And see if you can allow yourself to just sink in even deeper. Like you're out of space and there's no gravity.
Yeah.
And
Floating.
you don't have to hold on to anything. You could let everything just go limp.
Mm. The mind's trying to object to that, saying, hold on, you've got a hypnotherapy client tomorrow. You got to, you got to deal with someone's bird phobia at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Don't go vanishing now. Yeah.
What is it you have to deal with?
I have a hypnotherapy client who I have a complicated technique to do to help her get rid of her bird phobia.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the
And what
mind's
does that mean?
reminding me to
Yeah,
work.
and what about in this moment if you had no concern about tomorrow? In this moment, have no concern about tomorrow.
That involves trusting that it will unfold as it should tomorrow, doesn't it?
Perhaps. Or you could even bypass that and just decide that I have no concern about tomorrow, this moment,
Okay.
or no reason. In this moment, I have no concern about tomorrow. Notice
Oh
how,
no, I don't. It was just the mind coming up with a post-it note, really, to
well,
remind
it's
me
the
to
mind trying
stay
to
around.
pull you back, magnetize you back to the
Yeah,
present.
yeah.
Must you have concern about tomorrow?
No, because I'm sure it will be fine tomorrow. Don't need to worry about it right now. It's hours away, isn't it?
Eons.
It's eons. I'd rather just be out of space at the moment.
So you realize, Julie, you realize what you're saying, that if you're out in space, of space, that there is no time.
Oh yeah,
That's
there
why it's
can't
so
be any time.
glorious. You are experiencing the state of no time.
Mm,
There is no time until you think about me in duality, in time, as a person doing this, trying to get here and let go of that. And none of that exists in space.
no, it doesn't.
Right now, there is no time.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It's the truth. And you're
Yeah,
experiencing it. Here it is.
yeah,
There is no time.
that's really lovely. Really lovely. Oh yeah, no past, no future, no anxious little me running about in it. It's really good, really good. I feel like I'm going deeper by the moment. It's lovely.
This is true.
Mm.
This is becoming intimate with your nature.
Oh, it's lovely. It's such a relief as well.
And now you could honestly say that I am the infinite beingness of the universe. And it would be the total truth that that you're experiencing.
Yes, I'm the infinite beingness of the universe.
And in this moment, there is nothing to let go of and nothing to hold on to. And nothing is expected of you. Can you feel that?
But I can feel something coming up that's uncomfortable, but there's like
What is it?
excruciating embarrassment or something. I don't know what the hell that's about, but it doesn't matter what the story is as long as I just feeling very exposed, that kind of thing. Doesn't matter though. Just I'll just let it move through. Maybe it's just something it wants to move through.
Well, it's a last ditch effort of mine telling you this is nonsense.
I don't believe it's nonsense.
It's its effort to pull you into thought.
Yeah, it's trying to get me to leave it, trying to make me feel uncomfortable. Should I just ignore it or something, or what?
Discomfort is arising. Embarrassment is arising.
Yeah. For no one. Yeah, I like the for no one. That's yeah, I quite like that. That too, that sort of takes me out of it. Yeah.
You could really taste that, no one.
Yes. I'll just bat it. Anything that comes up away with the witness bat, like you said before, your baseball analogy. Let it arise, bat it away if it's thought, and just rest. It's very lovely.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Mm. Anybody travel along with Julie just now? Raise your hand if you did. Emma Jane and Lucia and Natalie and Sasha and Shelley and Lee. Did you want to talk, Lee? Or are you just raising your hand? Lee.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just raising my hand, but since you asked, I do want to say it just occurred to me recently, like how privileged I am to be with all of you.
You, how much what?
How privileged I feel to be with all of you. It's a real gift. And I'm in so much awe of everyone's courage and just beauty. And it's hard for me to speak here, so that's why I'm just releasing some emotion.
Mhm. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Jenny, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to just say about something that happened yesterday. It was kind of I was at a it was this historical event looking at an old building in Limerick. Actually, people were coming to our house to look at houses that were done up, and then we went to this other building that had been done up. And it was the old kind of Young Protestants association, and the guy brought out these newspapers that had been found just when they were doing the place up from 1902. And I saw this thing, and it was Death of a Swami, and it was about the death of Vivekananda in this old newspaper, and it was very dismissive. Like I photographed it, but it was very dismissive of him. But it was just, I can't explain how I felt that it was almost like as if something was reaching out to me in this moment of being, I don't know, like across like a time or being in Limerick where I don't know, there was just no sense that that world was here. And then all of a sudden, this kind of story of, and just a very short story about him. And it was horrible. They called him a quack. But it was this whole thing of I don't know, being somewhere, and it was almost like this I felt like, and if someone was talking about home there, Julie was talking about home, and I actually felt something about being at home in the world, because sometimes it feels so disconnected from, growing up here, feels so disconnected from a spiritual path or something. And I don't know if I ever felt at home. And then I kind of felt like I am home because this is all part of the same, even across time and place, that all of these things are connected.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Anyway, it was just, I don't know, for some reason, mind blowing for me to.
Yeah, I can see it. And you were on some kind of house tour, and
Yeah,
in
I
the
was just
middle
looking
of
at
it,
this old building, and the guy said, "Oh, these are old newspapers. They were just little bits of scraps of newspaper," he said, "that we found when we were doing the place up." And they put it out, and we were just having a quick look. It was 1902, the Morning Leader. And then I saw Death of a Swami, and I was like, and I don't know, there was just something about it that,
well,
um,
look at it. Look at it. He came through. So you're on a house tour, something
yeah,
solid, home, solid, building,
yeah,
history. And
yeah,
Vivekananda is about cosmos, about the truth that
mm,
you are mm, weightless
mm,
and formless
yeah,
and free. And he appeared to you.
yeah,
You saw both sides of it, the solidity of the reality of solidity
yeah,
and the openness.
yeah,
He spoke
yeah.
to
And it was funny because then I listened to, you know, there's something that was said from the Upanishads, and it was again, because I think that because I was looking for something from him then, and it was all about that thing of just not investing in the material, but investing in what is eternal. And yeah, again, I don't know. It just felt actually yesterday I was walking listening to that, and it just felt very expansive. Yeah.
you.
So
Great. Thank you.
thanks.
Yes, Emma Jane.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Stuart.
Hello.
Okay. Um, it's following along with Julie, so I'm not sure it's going to come out very clearly, Stuart, but you asked how everybody's week was at the beginning of Satsang, and I've been having a really, really bumpy time in the most unexpected ways. Just out of the blue, really difficult things happening in relationships. Sorry, I've got this weird computer thing going on. And so I'll just name one of them. And if it's okay, just to have a little look at it. So in several different circumstances over the last 10 days, can be in just social environments or work environments. Women getting really angry with me, really angry, and sometimes to a point where there can be other people around or not. And then quickly, and then I would just be try to be diplomatic about it, or um, not nicey nice, just very diplomatic, and sometimes just, stating it, wait, what, and trying to work it through, and it might go into a debate, or and just being reasonable and trying to take my part of responsibility, whatever. But then, and then that evening or the following day, getting super long message of apology from the other person. And that has repeated itself, like in the strangest ways. Yeah, like really intensely. So just flare-ups of anger. And it gets projected towards me, or blame and anger just coming at me hot and fast. Yeah.
And
And
what's the reaction to it?
sometimes I can play Aikido, so I can just go, you know.
Okay.
And sometimes it's so it's made so personal. You know, the attack is made so personal that I have to wait and go, okay, so am I responsible? Did I do something? Let's look at this and let's talk, you know. And mhm. But you said to me at some point, Stuart, about like maybe I need to work on the sensitivity, because even if there's apologies, and of course, you know, I'm not gonna, I'm not somebody that holds resentment. It's just not really how I work. That's not a problem. But it can be very strong in the moment when you're on the receiving end of like burning. Sometimes the anger, when two people's face in mind actually is white anger, and really flare up, and very yeah, the other person's just really like we say in French, like décompose. So it's like they're over the edge, like they've spun out somewhere. And
I'm going to say something a little strange.
so on.
In this moment,
Yeah.
must you be attached to your life story?
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Would you allow yourself in this moment to have no concern about the rage happening in the life story? Tendency is to be a very good character and resolve the ill will. It's a very nice character. And the character gets hurt and pained and in all that trying to resolve. But I'm asking you in this moment, must you be concerned about the character's story now?
No. Now
No.
there's just like now there's just raw feelings or emotions.
Yes,
No story.
no story. So now there's raw emotion. Must you resolve the emotions in this moment?
Um, family break. Can just leave it there.
He can come in. Let him come in.
Um,
Does he want to come in?
no, it's okay. He understood. Um, so
He came in as a distraction. There
he,
was somebody feeling emotion, and he came in to distract you. It's all it takes, you see. The distraction from the involvement. I am feeling the pressure of the emotion. And when you distract yourself, you lose track. And we are very, very attached to story, emotional involvement, resolution, survival.
okay, so now I feel anger coming up hey, Stuart, so I'm just going to say why. This might sound harsh, but at some point you said to me that so these situations, they're happening inside of you. So if they're coming up outside, it's because it's all an inside job, right?
But you are not the character. You believe you are the character some of the time. Some of the time you're lost in silence. What happens to the character when you're lost in silence?
Wow, disappears.
Exactly. She disappears. The one that is totally absorbed in the life, in the world, and in the emotions disappears when you enter the truth of who you are. She disappears. And then, on occasion, things happen and you're pulled back into the drama. And then the drama feels very real. And I'm asking you again right now, Emma Jane, in this moment, must you identify as the character? Just in this moment. It's taffy, isn't it?
Yeah, really.
So that's the truth. Taffy, it's pulling you.
Yeah.
That's what's here. So say it.
Well, I want to scream. And if I had a box of cutlery, like I would just smash all of it right now.
Great. Great. That's the feeling. Let it come up and allow that energy to disperse itself.
Okay, and now I'm in this place where I often get to where it feels really painful here. Okay,
Stifled.
always here.
Well, it's like the anger is stuck.
Yeah. Can we really spiritualize everything, Stuart? Honestly,
I'm
I mean,
not spiritualizing anything, but we are very, very attached to the drama. And
but
emotionally, we get stuck in it.
I don't even know if I'm a, okay, so why these projections all the time?
Could it be, Emma Jane, that you believe in it? Could it be from your own experience about your conditioning, about how you were treated by women, by mother? Could it be an expectation? It could.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
My
And
mother and father. Yeah.
yeah, belittled. And it's very painful.
And the people, they apologize like they don't know what came over them. Like, so, yeah.
I love you self that I am. Your turn.
I love you, self that I am.
And I'm sorry I am holding the expectation of not being appreciated for who I
I'm sorry I'm holding the expectation for not being appreciated for who I am. And I'm sorry I'm holding the expectation that I will be messed around with.
Well, not being appreciated is torture
Mhm.
on its own, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's torture. Torture is here, Emma Jane. And it depends how much you can allow it to be here and step back from it. Not try and avoid it or change it or escape it. Torture is here.
And I've just been for a run, so I can't run. That's what I do with my anger usually.
Oh, that's effective for many people.
Yeah.
Distracting, you're in energy, your action, but you're going much deeper than that. It feels real and then it moves. And then it gets a little stuck and then it moves.
Right.
It's like I cannot bear being unappreciated and tortured by hatred anymore. I'm letting go of this whole idea that it's impossible to be appreciated for who I am. It's like changing the whole script around just by not reacting to it.
What do you do in the moment, Stuart? Maybe this never happens to you, but if someone lashes out, like in the moment, maybe it never happens to you.
Oh, it's happened plenty of times. And it depends on your state of awareness at the time. If you're in a state of love, and then you look at it like, wow, look at that. That's really outrageous. If you're in a state of sticking up for yourself, you might have a fist fight.
I just find anger is such a tricky one. It's such a difficult one. Other people's anger and mine. Yeah.
Well,
Such
it's
a
forbidden.
pardon?
It's forbidden.
Right.
So you're doing very well not forbidding it.
Right.
You're sitting here with all the support and all the love, allowing anger to exist. Anger is, just not permitted, but it's there in everyone.
I was once in this play that my husband wrote, and I was at the end of the end of the play, my character makes a silent scream. So moves stage front and just leans out into the audience over the front of the stage and just screams, but no sound comes out. And I used to love that part. Yeah. But it's also, it freaked out people in the audience. That was the part that we would get feedback on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Very,
What was the reaction to it?
very unsettling.
Mm-hmm.
People would be very unsettled.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, yeah, right. But once we did it, we we put on the play for it's huge, like old folks home, and some of the old people laughed. It was so great.
They had enough.
They loved it. My character was like a marionette. She was like, and they were going to come up afterwards, like, and touch me, and so funny and beautiful. Yeah.
Mhm. They got it.
Yeah. But the character was, there was so much anger that she couldn't express.
Did the anger pass? That reservoir of it, did it pass?
Yes.
It did.
Yeah.
And you lived through it, you notice.
Yeah. You're right.
And softness is here.
Okay, that's good. My dad has anger issues now, pretty serious ones, I would say, you know. I don't want to become like him. Yeah,
You're an infinite being
right,
appearing as a person afraid of anger.
right. Thanks, Stuart. I know it's moving. Mm. There's like lots of trembling and it's dispersing. So,
Is talking about the cosmos spiritualizing things?
I didn't mean to be.
No, no, no. I want to talk about that
Yeah,
because it's not realistic and it's not normal talk
mm,
and it's not a normal perception. Just like Vivekananda was a, whatever they called him. When you're lost in the truth of who you are, you're in a different realm. We
yeah,
call it spiritualizing. And sometimes they call it you are spirit. And then it gets into religions and it becomes dogma. But I'm only talking about my experience of empty headedness and the sense of the cosmos being the natural state of being. And I keep talking about infinite beingness and eternality because it has to become part of the satsang language so it becomes reality understood. And it confronts ego strongly, very strongly, because the demand of the ego is sense and tact and social way of being and kind of like manipulating, socializing. It has its own way of being. And this is so the opposite. And we've got a lot of traction in the solid. It takes a lot of seeing through the solidity of things and the patterns of behavior so that you get an idea that it's possible to just allow yourself to relax into the emptiness. That it becomes feasible that you can, in the moment, leave the solidity of reality, as it's called, and rest in the truth. That's why I say, in this moment, can you allow Emma Jane to realize her freedom? Which is a lot different than a freer Emma Jane.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's really intriguing. I mean, I'm going to think about everything you said, Stuart, about spiritualizing and maybe bringing up the cosmos when actually there's just really very real life situations that, what do you do in the moment? And, but it is really intriguing that I was following along with Julie's work and what, well, it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And then nonetheless, what's here is here. Yeah, it's all happening.
That's right, because everybody is in their own place of realization and also their own positions about leaving what's called reality, the tightness of it. And I really like you being honest about it. It's not like you shouldn't say what you feel. You should. If it feels like spiritualizing, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And then we discuss and look at that.
Or those people, like I mean I hear this often, people who say like oh well you're it's good, it's even hard for me to say. I find it so appalling, like, oh, you this person, your sickness is your karma, like you're sick because you did this or that, or like those people, if they shout at you, it's because inside of you you're holding all that inside of you, so it's your inner world and the world outside is reflecting you what you're holding. And I'm like, no, there can just be some really unconscious folk out there. Like, what can
let me say my piece about karma. You ready? Your life is your karma. The very idea of identifying as the person is the karma playing itself out. The belief you are the person is your karma. It has nothing to do with deserving or not deserving. You're locked into the karma of this individual as this individual. It's playing itself out. And
like in a protective way. Yeah.
And every time you don't react to your karma, you're leaving it.
Yeah. Well, it's the only choice we have. The only choice we have is to react or not to react, right? That's it.
That's right.
The rest
Sometimes, like you were describing the pain of the anger of being unappreciated and angered at, if you could say that, if that's what's coming out now, being yelled at and being made wrong, it's like demanding that you react to it and continue with your karma. And because you are aware of the truth, you have the ability to not react or fight. Not that you're suppressing anger, but that you're seeing through it. And that changes your karma. You're leaving your karma. Not reacting is leaving it.
That's what Jesus means by turn the other cheek. Yeah.
I guess you're right. Turn to the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're ending the drama of hoping that something in the drama will give you the love and peace and happiness that you crave, that you know it's unconscious, but you don't identify as it. But every time you do not react, you're entering the truth of who you are.
And that's like a muscle that needs to be trained, that capacity not to react.
Exactly. That's how everybody is in their own place of realization about that. You find people that the drama is so tight that there's no way that they can budge. They're in a bubble. We've all gone through that. It can't possibly not be true. It can't possibly not be reacted to. There's no chance. And so you could say that the path, if there is any path, it's the progression of not reacting, feeling and allowing. And that will bring up hatred.
Yeah.
And that will bring up sorrow. And that will bring up, you name it, good.
The last thing I'll say about spiritualizing things is with some of the young people who come to me for counseling, sometimes hatred can come up, and you just see that if there's psychological issues going on with them, you can't do this kind of work with them. It's not possible. Like they'll go over the edge. Like there's so much fear about being consumed by the hatred. They're not going to name it that way. But I mean, I have to work with a therapist. Like I'm never going to try to take that person through it. They need therapy in parallel to what we're doing. Cannot spiritualize some of those. Yeah, if somebody's psychotic or if somebody's got a serious psychosis, anyhow. Yeah.
Well, it's very difficult to deal with psychosis at all.
Yeah.
Can't reason with it, and it's very hard to step back from it because you've stepped out of balance. Also, if you are very into doctrine,
Yeah.
doctrine is truth,
Right.
Religious truth, or even spiritual truths. You use them like a banner, but there's never any personalization in it. It's all positions. Very hard. It's protection for people. Very defensive protection.
Yeah. Fear of ambiguity, it's certitude, fear of doubt. Yeah.
But you have to realize that the whole ecosystem is about defending the ecosystem. It's defending the karma. The whole ecosystem, its job is to keep you identified as Emma Jane. And as you become non-reactive, it loses its power. And you slip into the truth of who you are softly. So you have to realize what you're dealing with here. That defense mechanism to hold on to the character, it's strong. Very strong. And loosening it means you have to face all of those defense mechanisms, safety measures, and just all that defense. Borders, these are my borders. These are my boundaries. That's forbidden. You're not allowed. You must behave this way. And other such manipulations. Protecting that character. So let that character roar and watch it.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Maybe you could yell at some people. That would be a change of character.
For sure. In real life, not just in my imagination. Yeah. Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. Okay. And is it Michael or Vashista?
It's Vashista.
Oh, hello.
Hey, Stuart. I had this really great breakthrough yesterday.
Tell us.
You know, every year since I was 18, I'd gone to the temple to worship the Mother Durga, who's the goddess of many thousands of arms and weapons in each arm. And, you know, through these fall seasons, these power goddesses are worshipped there, Kali and Durga.
Yes.
And I've always been attracted to them without really understanding why. You know, the voiceover says, why are you, American free woman, attracted to these Hindu goddesses that obviously don't exist? I mean, you know, so this conversation goes on, but I continue to be drawn to these worships and feel at the end of them a great sense of bountifulness.
Mm-hmm.
But yesterday, I went to the San Francisco temple that has a new Swami and a young Swami there. And after the puja, he spoke, and he said something that I have never really gotten in my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
He said that these goddesses are not real. They are metaphors. And they're metaphors for energy. Energy means a lot to me right now because I've been so ill and so incapacitated that I've generally spent most of my days on the couch and can't really get anything done, and I'm constantly harping upon myself for not being able to do this or not being able to do that, blah, 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 you know.
Mm-hmm.
But when he said the energy, I got it. You know, that in fact, these power goddesses, or what Vivekananda called the Shakti worship, is that's what it's all about. It's about energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why it took me so long to get this. I'm 75 years old. All those years, when it's 25 years or 50 years or how many years it's been that I've been doing this, and never really got that.
So tell me again what he said about them being metaphors. Is that what he said?
Metaphors. He said they're just metaphors. He said their only point is to demonstrate energy.
Now say that sentence without the word only.
Their point is to demonstrate energy.
They don't exist, and they are there to show you what exists.
Right.
They do not exist, but they are there to show you what does exist.
Right.
How not real is that?
I don't understand you.
They do not exist, but they show you the energy that is real.
So they're transparent.
So what?
They're transparent.
No, they are pure energy.
They're pure energy. Right.
And so are you.
I came home, Stuart, and I cooked a whole bunch of stuff and planned some more stuff to cook.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, cooking for me is like aliveness, you know. It's
And creativity too.
in creativity, right? I made an apple pie, I made some other things, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, it felt really good to be able to do that. And also to
You see, if you feel the energy, Vashista, the energy precedes the intellect. They are not real, they are energy. we consider energy invisible and not really real. But it's more real than logic. Without energy, there's no movement. There's no life.
Right.
It's the energy that ignites you. I am the energy. I am invisible energy. I do not exist as I appear. I am energy. See, to say they don't exist is to negate, but to really listen to what they are a symbol of pure energy that I am. I am pure energy. I do not exist as I appear. I am pure energy.
Love that.
And that's probably why you were so attracted to them, because it pulls you into the truth and out of the head,
Into the
into the pure
real.
energy and out of the head. In order to really feel the pure energy, you must leave your head, because it's not rational. Pure energy is not rational. It has no beginning and it has no end, but it's power, great power. The power of being is supreme.
So maybe, maybe that's why I got sick, just to like show me what can be taken from me and what I need to do to put it back. Something like that. I did see yesterday also a small drop of dew on a flower. And the dew had an incredible energy, a beautiful, beautiful light of pure energy. And I thought, wow, this is what it means to be holy, to be alive and holy. It was a beautiful experience, and I just wanted to share that. And I think that this work with you has contributed greatly to that. So thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank yourself.